really fun bit before we send ourselves on our way home. And this is called the Under the Team bus section, right? So it's just first name from the team. You can have Scotland camp. If there's somebody at Spring Hill that fits it on, they say them and just fire it out. But it's like nice, easy one that gets you started just to sort of warm you up. And it's like, who's the most determined? Like, who's just like wire focused the whole time?
Everyone really. Everyone that I'm around is kind of, especially like GB, like everybody's got the same mentality. But if I was to pick someone that's like the hardest, not the most determined, but kind of like the hardest trainer that I've ever seen, would be Kieran Smith. He's probably like the hardest trainers I've ever seen.
Yeah. Who's the biggest practical joker? Who's the biggest practical joker in the gym? Just like constantly pulling pranks.
It's got to be the twins down at GB. Ewan and Garcroft. They're probably like the maybe not a practical joker, but they're like the mouthiest.
Who's the most naturally skillful boxer you've ever seen at training? Like, you know, somebody like you were talking about, the Pauls just had shape in that, like just picked it up. They just look like they picked it up.
Probably Sam Hickey, maybe. My mate Sam. Yeah. He got a gold medal at the games as well. He's probably like he's shit hot. He's shit hot as well.
Shit hot. That's that. You see, if you get the Scottish person telling you you're shit hot, and you're good at it, like that is as high as praise goes. Who's the most clumsy? Like, who's the person just like forgets their gloves before they come to training or something? Like?
Probably me.
Really?
Probably me, yeah.
Bag's not packed the night before. It's anybody's guess as to what's in there.
Just throwing stuff in. I went to a camp up there and forgot my wraps and stuff like that. So I'm probably actually the worst for that. Yeah.
Nightmare.
But then most boxers are like that, to be honest. You'll find that.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to tell you no. Like, you can be like, I'm not bringing it up. Like, fair enough, we're no training. This might be quite a different one because you guys are all quite well dedicated. Who's most up for a night out? Like, who's the second your like rest day? But there's that one name that pops up in the chat. It's just like beers ?
Yeah. No. I'll probably say after all the fighting's done.
Yeah. When the coaches said it's okay, like preface this.
Yeah,
like this is
can actually go for a night out. I'd probably say Tyler Jolly. Jolly. Sam Hickey maybe as well. I reckon Sam's up for it as well.
If he's shit hot, he's allowed a pint. That's my real. Who's got the best fashion sense? Who comes up with just a bit of spicy clothing and you're like, I respect them?
Probably Sam as well. I like Sam's got a good style.
He's doing well. He's shit hot, good on the beers, and he's got good fashion sense, man.
He's got good fashion sense, that man.
Right, vice versa. Who's got the worst fashion sense? Who rocks up and you're like, you got dressed in the dark?
I need to say the twins, just because Ewan and Garner, they've got the worst.
Their mods just put one big pile of clothes on like where they put the iron in. They just take what they want.
They've got they're farmers back home as well, so they've got that style.
I'm in like South Scotland. So I'm proper farmers country. Like, I'm in the borders. So when you say farmer, I know exactly the type of cat. Like. Anyway, like Heart's as good as gold, and they're lovely folk. But like, you see, just some stuff just goes straight over. Right, who's the most gullible? Like, who's like you could tell them orange is written on the ceiling, and they'll check.
Maybe I just want to say Sam for all of these, to be honest. But we're gonna go probably the stupidest. Like, not stupid in a way, but like, he's just silly, like funny silly. Do you know what I mean? Like, he comes out with silly stuff, and that was especially when we were at the games. Sean Lazzarini, he was like the class clown, kind of like that.
I know what you mean, exactly. Yeah. When he's taking names on the table tennis table as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'd say Sean.
Who's the best dancer? Who's the one that's in the nightclub and just looks comfortable in the middle of the dance floor?
Tyler Jolly.
Is he just smooth with it?
He's got like the snake hips, doesn't he? So.
Oh, love that. Who's the worst dancer? Who looks like they're not in control of their own body?
Nearly all of them, to be honest. Every single one. Sam, the twins, me.
Do you never just panic and just like I'll just box in 2 foot just like I'm skipping?
Yeah, just give me shimmy or something.
You can't call yourself a bad dancer. I saw you in that semi-final. You were comfortable.
I know. I was getting it the shoulder shimmy.
Who's the future coach? Who's somebody that's like they just look like they're gonna pass on, like they're just ready to pass on knowledge and help others?
I'd probably say Tyler Jolly. I'd say probably one of the like when I'm fighting as well. See, like the shouts and stuff like that. He's usually spot on with the stuff that he shouts. So I'd say after he's just turned pro now as well. So after his pro career, I reckon he'll be a coach, and I think he'll be a really good one as well.
Class. That's another interesting question. It's completely out of under team bus, but like, do you hear that when people shout during the rounds? Like, can you hear folk like your corner talking to you?
Yeah, you can usually hear stuff. Depends how loud they shout. He had like a megaphone voice. His voice just went, so you could definitely hear. But like, I can hear usually like when we were with Scotland and stuff like that, especially with Scotland, like with the Scotland boys. You can hear them shouting like mad. I think it's just kind of the passion as well that they've got. So like when you're in the ring, you can hear most stuff. Some stuff you won't hear and you won't remember, but you can hear them.
I was going to say, because it must be quite hard to sort of focus on the person in front of you, but then like not only hear it, but like sort of register it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, definitely you can hear them, especially during like rests and stuff, like maybe like the referee's breaking it up.
Yeah.
Hear them.
Or do they like try to time it and like, breaking the fight, just sort of throw it in there?
Yeah. So if the referee's breaking it up, or maybe just before the bell rings for the next round, you've stood up off your stool and the coaches have sent you back out, like you hear them shouting it.
Class, fair play. Right, where were we? Hard as nails. Who's somebody that is like you're watching them in sparring and you're like, that punch should have dropped you, and they just like walk it off?
Most of them as well. Like Sam can take. He's tough. He'll go with people. Me, I'd say I'm hard as nails as well.
I love it. You've got to say it. Mate, I've seen you take punches. I agree with it. Like, I back it.
Yeah. There's some other people as well. Just kind of, I'm trying to think of someone that's like that just takes like can take like Pat Brown, big Pat Brown and stuff like that. He just kind of walks through stuff. He's tough.
Like Terminator scenes, just keep walking straight.
Yeah, just keep walking and then walking people down. So there's a good few people, but probably one of the biggest ones as well is a Ukrainian boxer, Kizniak. He's 80 kilo. That's how he boxes, is just walking forward and throwing loads of shots and taking shots. He's probably like the toughest guy that I've seen boxing.
That must be such that must be so demotivating mentally if you're throwing your biggest shots.
Yeah, and he's just
walking towards you, like eating them, and you're like, all right. I'd be looking at my corner. I'd be like, it's very clear I'm not going to win this one. Can you just like throw in the towel? Like I know this is not going to end well for me. We might as well just like head home. Like, this is the difference between you and me in terms of elite mindset. I'm already asking folk to throw in a towel for me, and I've not even thrown a punch. Who is the best tunes? Like, who's the one in the gym when you're training? You're like, I hope he picks up the speaker.
Tyler Jolly, probably.
Is he?
Yeah.
Just tune. Right, yeah. Final one. Who hogs the mirror the most post-training? Like, who's the one that's making sure they all look good for the cameras?
Nearly every boxer. Sam's like that. Sam, he loves himself.
Fair play. There you go. Under the team bus, done and dusted. Reese Lynch, mate. Thank you so much for this. Now, to send my lovely listeners on the way home, we like to ask them the final question. You've got 3 songs you've just celebrated. Let's pretend the example you just won your games medal, or let's even do better. When you've got your Paris gold, and then you're just about to head to the Spoons for a collective pint, and you're going to get you've got 3 songs to get the boys ready for a night out for some well-deserved beers. What 3 songs are you picking and why?
I'd go Sophie Ellis, Baxter, Murder on the Dance Floor.
Classic song, love that. Big fan.
Because it's a classic, that's the one to get you up for it, innit? Probably, this is one for like Tyler and that as well. I'd probably put on Marvin Gaye, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, a bit of soul.
Great song, love that.
Bit of soul, a bit of classic soul, just to get the soul power up before you go out on a night out.
Christmas night out, it's going to be class already, I can tell. It's going to be grand.
Calvin Harris, I'm Not Alone, maybe.
Get it really ready. I like that.
Yeah, that's like the classic tunes, or maybe Womack and Womack, Teardrops, that kind of vibe.
I like you're bringing a bonus song as well. I love that as well. People can pick it. But you've got the pop to get the people up and get the people singing. Soul music to just get everybody on like a complete same wavelength, and then club music and optional extras to get everybody ready for it. That's class.
Dancing. A bit everything there.
Reese, you've smashed it. My listeners will tell you, absolutely smashed that. Where can people follow you to watch your incredible journey unfold?
So go on my Instagram. Usually I post on my Instagram. I've got Twitter and stuff as well. My Instagram is Reese7, Reese. So it's the American way. And
You can tell
then
by your accent, obviously.
yeah, I know. I don't know. My mum spelled it American. She thought it should be cool. And then I never got. When I was a kid, I couldn't get into it with my name on it. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just the normal stuff.
No worries. And they're all down in the description below. Lovely listeners, once again, thank you so much for joining me for an episode of Refuse to Fail. I've had a great time. I hope Reese has had a great time. I hope you guys have had a great time. Most importantly, the only thing left for you to do now, follow Reese, follow the podcast, like, share, tell your mum, tell your dog, tell somebody you walk past in the street that you heard a great podcast last night. Tell them how much fun it is listening to Reese and his journey and how he got to where he is today and where he's going to go in the future. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you next week for another episode. Goodbye. Hey, thank you for listening to this Clips episode on YouTube. And then if you want to hear the whole podcast, you can find them on Apple or Spotify, as well as the full video version on this YouTube channel, alongside all the other great content we produce on a weekly basis. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you again on another Clips episode or in the full episode podcast. Tweet us, tag us, let us know what you thought. All the links are down in the description. It means the world that you guys come and support us, so thank you very much.